Episode 176. Are these comics going to make good film and television shows? We got Catwoman number 70, and we have Space Ghost number 7. That's a lot of sevens. Let's check them out right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, talking about comics, we got 2 more covers in for Lords of L.A., my vampire mob set in 1950s Hollywood. So we have the Alina Samurai cover, and we have the Helene leather cover. Looks pretty good. And then, of course, this was the original cover. And I do have another, I have 3 more covers. One I can't show you because it's got a new cover on it. And then this is issue 1. So it's the story of Lena Morgan. She is a lounge singer in the 1950s. And one of the mob bosses turns her into a vampire to the point where she has to leave L.A. and she's afraid she's going to hurt her newborn son. So she controls her powers and creates a little wealth and power structure behind her, and she returns to L.A. to enact her revenge against both of them. So it's got some really great artwork. It's got Marilyn in here and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. And again, we have multiple covers. If you'd like one, I do sign them. Just give me a little comment in the comment section, and I'll hit you up, and I'll get your address and things like that. All right. Plus, if you are a fan of Timothy Zahn, who created Thrawn for Star Wars, among other things, Kevin J. Anderson, who did Dune, the Dune books, and Brandon Easton, who worked for Marvel, just Bill Willingham, just a whole bunch of creative people behind this new anthology for Green Hornet that we're going to be releasing beginning of the year on Kickstarter. Just check out the description below. You'll find a link to Kickstarter. You just click it and you'll get notified about when we launch. And the whole list of all of the writers are there. There's a video there. Anyway, just check it out in the link below. And if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, there's a link there as well. All right, so let's jump into Catwoman. This is by Torin Grunbook. They finally got rid of Teenie Howard. I could not read any of Teenie Howard's stuff. I dropped off the book completely. She is just a horrible, horrible writer. I like Torin Grunbook. This is the second book I'm collecting of hers now because I also collect Red Sonja that she writes. I like to see what she looks like because obviously Torin Grunbook is obviously something from Norse. She's Norse of some kind. So in the last issue was the first issue that she was doing, and Catwoman has a whole bunch of different aliases that she's had through the years, and people are killing off the aliases. I don't really know how you do that, but I guess they're just sending her a signal by killing off people that have that same name. And the book is kind of messed up. I don't know what they did with the printing, but the printing's messed up here. But anyway, that's what they use on the cover is all the different aliases. And anyway, somebody's sending her a signal. So she goes, I think she goes to Paris. But I like how she just has the shirt on over her costume. And that's it. So everything else is still there. It's just the thing. So she's playing in the park. And she goes to see one of her friends, but her facial recognition popped up, and now some assassins are already after her. But she ends up meeting this friend of hers that she had under a different alias, Evie or whatever. Puts on this wig and this hat to go meet the friend who's getting harassed. I don't even know why that page is there. It's really a waste of a page. It doesn't do anything except for the fact that somebody is uploading pictures of her. So there's like, and then we see the assassins. He's like, why are we paying $10,000 for a photo? She's like, we're getting paid $2 million. I think we can pay 10 grand for the photo. And the photo basically is the people that just took the picture of her in the restaurant. So they know exactly where she is now. And the thing continues with the friend. And the artwork is below average as far as I'm concerned. I do like this angle, but for the most part, this is very basic art, and I don't think it fits Catwoman. But anyway, so she continues having this meeting with the friend. It just continues longer, really, than it should, until the assassins show up. So there, she can see people are following her, etc. So she leaps off the thing. That's a really big leap. I think that she would kill the guy if she landed on him. But anyway, she lands on him and sees that they're taking pictures of her, and he's like, look, I'm just selling the pictures, dude. And she's like, oh shit, they already know where I am. We have a lot of inner monologue here. But anyway, she sees all the assassins coming up, and she basically gets captured here. She's held at gunpoint, and she kicks one guy, fights another guy, but another guy shows up, and now there's nowhere for her to go. So the only reason she gets out of it is because the assassins get sniped by another assassin, just so they can fight over her. But if they want her dead, why doesn't he kill her first so she doesn't get away, and then kill the assassins? That doesn't make any sense. It just gives her a chance of getting away, which she does. It's kind of loose. And then she disappears in the crowd, which I don't know how you can do that with the costume on, but she does. So yeah, I don't know. It's not a very good story for Catwoman. I'll keep collecting it. Maybe she's just trying to find her footing with the character, but it's not really Catwoman. And when you take Catwoman out of Gotham, you lose something, I think. So when you have her kind of globe-trotting, which a lot of these writers do, mostly female writers. Most of the male writers keep them in Gotham, and the female writers take her into obscurity. So I don't know why, because we've had a female writer on Catwoman now probably for 10 years, something like that. It's got to be at least 7 years that we've had a female writer on Catwoman. I really would like to have a male writer back on. I hate to sound chauvinistic, but I don't know why the female writers try to change her, and the male writers don't. So if that makes any sense. But every female writer on Catwoman right now, or for the last 7 years, have changed her personality in some way. Ram V, who's a male, that was the only run I liked, and I don't really like Ram V, but he kept her in Gotham. He had this whole thing about her being the protector of the back alley. I forgot what it was called, but her little section of the city, and which falls into the whole Batman thing. It works, and she had she was taking in orphans and all these people, these street rats, and they all kind of worked for her. She was making deals with some of the other mobsters. That was really interesting, and that really stayed with Catwoman. But other than Ram V's run, hasn't worked, and I'm not seeing this work. But I'm going to give her another shot. I'm going to even go through this run, this arc, and see if it gets any better. If not, I'll drop it. But I like Catwoman. I really don't want to drop it. All right, so let's jump into Space Ghost. So this is a one-shot, which is great. We don't get to see a whole lot of one-shots. So this is from the late 70s, early 80s cartoon by the same name. Of course, he also became Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which was a Comedy Central thing. But it's great to see him back as more of a dramatic character. But I guess the ship crashed, and we have 2 kids and the monkey who's got a neural implant. So Space Ghost is fighting people, but his band is not working, and that's where most of his power comes from. And we find out, and that's just a great, great page. That looks very like John Carter of Mars, that looks very much like that. I really like the detail in that. But we have Jace, Blip, who's talking now, which is odd, and the human characters are losing the ability to speak. They're finding it difficult to form sentences, etc., because Blip pulled him out of the ship, but left the other two people in there because he could barely carry Jace. But Jace was the youngest, so he was the easiest to carry, and his mind hadn't been as formed as the other two, because whatever their planet they're on, that device is making animals smarter and humans dumber, if that makes any sense. So humans are getting regressed mentally, and the animals are progressing, which is a kind of a cool idea, especially giving Blip something that he can do. Of course, Blip's arms are way too long there. I mean, look at his arms there. That's just nasty. And the king is like, I will kill you all! And he has, like, mental powers, so it kind of reminds me of Grodd, and it's all kind of reminds me of, like, Gorilla City, for the most part, where the animals are all, really smart. So anyway, so the Space Ghost and Jaina, I think her name is, or Jan, are they're having trouble thinking at this point, and we have a big gorilla guy. He's like, I will smash you with my big giant arms. And they're like, yeah, that's a good possibility. So they're trying to destroy the machine that is creating this while trying to save the other two. So Blip's like, I'm going to go off and try to do this on my own. You go save the other two. And that's what kind of happens. And yeah, Jace is kind of in bad shape there. But he does save them from getting pummeled. But meanwhile, Blip is having his own problems, where he's trying to get up to the top to destroy the thing. And we have these flying creatures. They're like, you are a traitor. We will not let you do that. And so Blip has one of the guns. He fires at everything. And this is kind of cool, where he has him pinned, but his tail ends up pulling the trigger and destroying the device, which puts everybody back to how they were and makes the animals dumber, or not as intelligent, I should say. And they're like, and Blip can't talk anymore. But they're like, we're so glad everybody's safe, and it's basically a Blip issue. Really, really good stuff. I like this a lot. I thought that David Pepose did a really good job here. He's really found his element here with Space Ghost. If you're not collecting it, I think you should. But yes, not this particular story, but some of the other stories have already been good enough to make into a film. So I would love to see a Space Ghost film in this kind of gritty environment. And then Catwoman, no, it's just it's not good so far. It's not getting any better, and I really hope that she can find her footing on the next arc. Hopefully, she ends this arc in a couple of issues, and then we're on to something else. All right, well, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember, if you'd like a copy of Lords of L.A., just let me know in the comments section. And if you can subscribe, please do. Ring that bell, ding, ding. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like as well if you've liked this content. And, of course, when you ring the bell, it'll notify you about when I release new videos. I am going to go see a movie tomorrow. I am not going to see Wicked, though. Sorry, guys. I'm not a fan of Wicked. I'm a huge fan of Wizard of Oz, but I am not a fan of Wicked. I don't think it matches the L. Frank Baum stuff at all. All right, well, check out some other videos as well. I'll see you guys on the next episode, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.